I'm Eve with the baby's booty, and tonight we are going to be working with tumblers. So the reason why we're going to be working with tumblers is because apparently I saw some new hotness that's out here in these crafting streets, and they are neon colored tumblers. And what better thing to do with neon colored tumblers than to bling them suckers? I'm just saying, even though I think they're sublimation tumblers, I'm pretty sure they're sublimation tumblers, but I'm not at this point. Yeah, they are. But at this point, that ain't the point. The point is bling. Okay. And don't play. We can sublimate and bling at the same time. But I didn't get none because I've been doing some of everything else under the sun. So I did not order the tumblers. You know what? Hopefully y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me, right? Hold on, let me look. He would have hollered if y'all couldn't hear me, so never mind. So that's my take on that. And in my quest of getting the template done, not getting it done, but working on it, trying to make sure that this isn't a fruitless journey, I found a tool that make it super easy to do tumblers. Now, don't get it twisted. There is something built into Leonardo to help with the same thing. And I want to show that to you as well while we're at it. Why not? Okay. So aside from that, I want to say hi to everyone. I hope that everyone is doing great. I hope you had a great week this past weekend. Let's see, what did I do? I don't know how many of you guys know this about us, but we have 9 grandchildren. Okay. And so it's been a while since I had them all under one roof. And I decided we got a swimming pool, not a swimming pool. We don't have like a pool. We got one of them kiddie pools that fit, like my butt can sit in it. And actually, I think I could probably lay down flat in it. And that will be the only way it will cover my entire body. I'm just saying. Because it's like 24 inch deep, if that. I don't know what the inch is. It might be 18 inches deep. But anyway, little blow up pool. And we also, a couple of years ago, we got one of those little bitty bouncy houses. It's a small one. It could fit probably in my bathroom because it's just big enough for like toddler age children. But it can accommodate up to like 8-9 years old. Now, when you start to hit preteen, you need to find something else to do because this just ain't your jam. This is you'll deflate the house. So I had one of those too. So I was like, hey, why don't we combine the two and have the grandbabies over, get some Capri Suns, pop some popcorn, get some Chex Mix, get some hot dogs, put them on a grill. So that's what we did this weekend. And the grandbabies came. And y'all, okay, actually, let's back up. I'm going to tell the story first because this is fun. I ain't sat down and talked to y'all for a good hot minute. So we're going to talk for a hot minute. And then we're going to get into the tumblers. But what I forgot about is we live in a rural-ish area. It's not like completely rural, but like it's horses in the pasture just across the way from us. So that lets you know it's not like urban, right? And so we have a well. We're not on city water. So we go to fill up this pool. I think, let's see, the kids came. It was Saturday. They came. We knew they were going to come after 12. So around about 12 o'clock, we started filling up the pool. By the time, I'll say, the pool's full, we had the other thing blowed up. We had all the snacks set out. We had the Capri Sun set out. We had everything on ice, and we was just waiting at this point. And it was something he came in the house to go get. And I was like, ooh, that water in the pool looks real good. I had on my bathing suit because I already knew grandkids is going to splash you, period. There's just no way to get around it. So I went on and just put on my bathing suit because I was like, well, whatever. Just don't get my hair wet. But anyway, I was like, ooh, that water look good. I'm going to test it out. Why did I do that? Why, y'all? And something in my soul told me don't make that decision, because that decision is not a good decision. You got fibromyalgia and you didn't get a sun time to heat this water up any at all, whatever. I mean, technically we did because it was like a couple of hours. Fam, I saw ice cubes floating past apparently because I frostbite from my ankles up to my calf. Okay, because bruh, and a couple of hours after that, I called my daughter. Well, before that, but I called my daughter. I said, when they get here in a couple of hours and they get in this water, these chaps is gonna freeze. This is crazy. Why when them kids came, they jumped in that water like it was heated, a jacuzzi or something, and was playing and having a good old time. And I'm like, bruh, what in the whole world? How? I don't understand. And they played and had the best time. I still don't understand it, because when I tell you it froze me, I don't understand. They little bodies can take anything. But anyway, that was just my little story. So other than that, that was my weekend, and I hope your weekend was just as great and eventful. So yas. So hi to everyone in the chat. Normally I come in and I say hello to everyone, especially like, we got some Who group members in here that are members of this channel, like Mama Vi and Miss Ethel Smith, Ames, Miss Gail Designs, Miss JB, Stacy, A Bear, Craftable Things, Josette Lovercheck is in here. Porgy Town, Greg Barker, Radiant Rose 217 is in here. Sheila Cushionberry, Greg Barker, D. Smith, EJ's daughter, Shay Shay, Porgy, Monica H, Tanyu. We've got all the members in the chat. No kidding. And thank you all that I just named for being members, along with any others that I might have missed. But tonight, what we're going to do is kind of lengthy. It's a somewhat lengthy process. So I kind of want to get into that right away, even though I did tell folks about the grandbabies, but I still want to go ahead and get into this. Miss Gail, we are live. And I would like for you, if you hear me now or will be hearing me because you came in and it's a delay, maybe somebody called you or you might have clicked on another video or something and it stopped this video. Definitely make sure that you refresh your this video, this live, so that you're caught up with everybody else, so that you don't miss out, because a little bit later, I should get to the tote bag, and if I get to the tote bag, we'll do a giveaway. Okay. And I don't want you to miss out on that. And Up Designs, thank you for giving your member chat and for being a member for 14 months. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes, congratulations. Thank you, honey bunny. I appreciate that. And if I miss any babies, let me know. Hopefully I don't. And Nikki A, thank you so much for speaking up. I really appreciate that. I did see your message in Patrice's chat, and I know it can be difficult, but thank you. I appreciate that. You really didn't have to, but you did. And so this is such an awesome community, and I love it when we all interact with each other. So, all right, you guys. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a tumbler project, right? And so there are some new tumblers out there that are neon colored, like super bold, bright, pretty colors. Greg Barker, thank you for being a member for 12 months. Yes, honey. Yes. Miss Gail, okay, it wasn't planned. I'm sorry. I'm glad you thought to do that, because I'm telling you, when it's delayed, it kind of sucks for you and for everybody else, because when we do the giveaway and then folks is like, hey, the giveaway's over. Miss Gail be on it though. So I appreciate it. Hey, Janet. So with the tumblers, now the ones that I have came from Walmart. I did not get the ones that are on Amazon by, I forget who they're by. If Delonda was in here, she could tell who they were by, because she did the reel on them. And they're beautiful, y'all. The colors, the bold neon colors. Like this is neon, but the neon pink they have is more neon than this. So because I didn't go get the ones on Amazon, y'all, I've been too busy to be able to do that. And I kind of been trying to behave with Amazon, only buying what's absolutely necessary. So I hadn't been on Amazon like that. So we were in Walmart and I saw these and I was like, okay, bro, this is about as neon as I'm going to get right now. But the thing with tumblers is they're not all the same. All right. So the project that we're going to do tonight is going to show you a website that you can go to that will help you get what you need to create a template to bling a tumbler the easy way instead of laying stones on there by hand. Yes, you can do that. You can bling tumblers with the Hotfix stones. We don't usually recommend that, but you can in a pinch, right? And you can use like Patrice found this glue. This is B7000. This is some good darn glue, right? I do like this glue. I also use Super Tight. Like I love the entire suite of Super Tight products. So I use Super Tight glue. Super Tight I know is on Amazon. I think this is on Amazon, but I'm not sure. But I mean, who really has time to sit here and bling by hand a whole tumbler? There are some people who do, not me. All right. I'm already blinging sample sticks. And then I had started blinging this thing and I showed this to y'all and look, still haven't touched it again. So I put it in my sight so that I can try to remember to go back to it. But this allows you, there's a product called Bling Anything that will allow you to create a template and bling a tumbler. So the problem that we're up against is tumblers are all different sizes. Like this is a tapered tumbler. Tapered meaning the sides are not straight and it's the same measurement up here as it is down here. So this is an easy tumbler to do a bling template with. This one, not so much because it's tapered. And if you try to cut a rectangle out on a piece of paper and wrap it around this, it's not going to work. Okay. Because tapered needs a special template. And then I also went downstairs and grabbed this one because so frustrated with myself because I saw a tumbler at Walmart because the neon tumblers, there's a straight, I think it's straight. It might be straight, but it could be tapered. But they do have the neon one that's tapered and it has a handle at the top. So it's fatter up at the top than it is at the bottom. And I thought I had one so that I can show you this technique or this measurement thingy so that you can bling both the top and the bottom. I guess I didn't buy it. I thought I did. Y'all, whatever. So I'm just going to show you on this and kind of explain what you can do if you have a double measurement for a tapered tumbler. Okay. So let's go to the website and I'm going to show you the website that you can go to. I'm also going to show you something super cool on Leonardo where you can kind of do the same thing and achieve something similar. I had a little bit of a problem with using Leonardo in a certain way, but I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But you still can use it in a different way. But anyway, long story short, let's get over to it. I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to take you over to a website that's called onlinelabels.com. Okay. Now there's a link in the description below because if you go to onlinelabels.com, it's going to ask you what kind of label do you want to make, and it's not going to have tapered as an option, which is crazy to me. So you got to go in this search bar and type in tapered. Okay. But I made it easy for you. This is the tapered label generator. The link goes directly to here. This is not an affiliate. None of the links in the description, the first two links, none of them, neither one are affiliate links. They're just links to the products. Okay. So this is a tapered label generator. Karen Murray, thank you for being a new member. Holla. Yes, honey. Yeah, thank you so very, very much for becoming a member of our channel. And Marilyn, hey, honey buddy. So and there's a fly flying around in here. So if you all of a sudden see me doing karate chop moves, that's why. Okay, just don't be surprised. So the tapered label generator is super easy to use. Okay, they lay it out for you, and I'm glad I'm showing it to you right here first because it's laid out super similar in Leonardo, which goes with the Romeo and the Juliet. Okay, so notice you can, first thing I want you to see is there's inches right here. Let me do this. Actually, let's take me away so that you can see. Okay, so the first thing I want you to notice is right here there's inches and then there's millimeters. So if you're more comfortable with millimeters, which to me millimeters is more accurate, then go with millimeters. But if you are like me and are more familiar with imperial stuff, then I would go with inches. Okay, and then notice it says need help measuring, and they got a little tool to help you measure. I haven't clicked it. I probably should have, but it's no worries. All right, and so now they're asking for the top circumference, and they got the little question mark. You can click, I think, to tell you what that is. Then bottom circumference, the height, the wrap coverage, how far around the whole cup do you want it to go, and then corner radius, which this curve right here around the actual label, this is the curve radius. I think it's Carol Coleman. So this is what they're asking for when they say corner radius, and then container outline. I don't know what that is. I think I left it checked. I'm not sure, but that kind of didn't have anything necessary with our situation. Okay, so let's go back to the first one, the top circumference. Now, when you do this project, you really want to have a flexible ruler like this, a tape ruler, not the stiff kind. It needs to be one that you can bend and flex and it doesn't cause a problem. All right. So when we do the top circumference, what it is asking for is for you to measure around the top of the cup where you want your design to start. So let me also preface this by saying you can use this label generator to create cup wraps too. So what we're going to do today is we are technically creating a cup wrap. So, but our cup wrap is going to be rhinestones. You can also do a cup wrap with UV. Okay, make a UV decal. You can also do a cup wrap with vinyl, adhesive vinyl. So there's a wide range of things you can do with a cup wrap. All right, so what you need to get first is the circumference around the top is what they're asking for. So we're going to take our tape measure, and I'm going to use the inches side. So here's the inches side. And I had someone ask me before, where do you start measuring with the ruler? Do you start measuring at the 0 or do you start measuring at the 1? I always start with the 0. Okay. There have been times where the tape measure was kind of sketchy. Okay. No lie. And I started with the 1 because I just wanted to make sure that I could see the 0. I couldn't see the 0 clearly. So I started at the 1. But if you start at the 1, you have to remember to subtract 1 when you're measuring. That can get confusing. So just start with the 0 if you can. So what we're going to do is I'm going to wrap this. The name of the website, Spilling the Diversity, I'm going back to it, but it is onlinelabels.com. The link is in the description. So let me see if it'll focus. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the 0, right? And I'm just going to wrap this tape all the way around this tumbler, and I'm going to try and hold this where you can still see the 0. All right. And let's see if we can't get it to focus again. Okay, so there's the 0. So you want to make sure that that tape measure goes all the way around the very top rim of that cup. See how I got that tape measure lined up all the way at the top edge? You don't want it to be crooked. All right. And then I'm going to take this tape measure and overlap it. And when you overlap it, our measurement is going to stop where the measurement touches the 0. Okay. I'm struggling, as you can see, because I'm trying to keep it to focus, and I'm also trying to, there we go. So you see how the 0 touches that 11? I'm a little off because it's crooked because I'm trying to do this with one hand. But it's a little off from the 11, but that's because my tape measure is number 1 is crooked, and number 2 it's not laying properly. Well, that's crooked. So yeah, 11 inches around the top. Okay, 11. So we remember 11. Let's go back to the website, right? And right here on the website, in the first box, measure around your container where you want the top to be. So right here, I'm going to put 11. Okay, so that's done. Now the bottom circumference, measure your container around your container where you want the bottom of your label to be. Now keep in mind, you guys, this is for round tumblers. Okay, this is for rounded stuff, not squares and stuff like that. This is for round. So if you got a square cup, this ain't the site that you need to be going to. Okay, so the bottom circumference. So now let's go around the bottom, and the bottom can be wherever you want it to be. So say for instance, I wanted to start up here, but I wanted to end right here at the top of that label. You can do that. You just need to measure right here, not down here. You see what I'm saying? But we're going to measure all the way at the bottom. And so I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put it at the bottom. Whoops, that's upside down for you guys. I'm going to put it at the bottom and start with that 0. I'm going to wrap it all the way around the bottom and try and keep that tape measure even. And then I'm going to stop it where the one tape measure overlaps the other, and I don't know how well you can see that, but it's 9. It's just right there at the 9-inch mark. So our next measurement is going to be 9 inches. So let's go ahead, and we are going to bring up the measuring tool again, and in this second box down, we're going to highlight that and then just type the number 9 to erase what was there before. Now for our height, remember I said you can make the height whatever you want it to be. Well, this is your number, okay? So we measured around the bottom. Now we got to measure from the very tippity top of where I want my decal to start all the way down to where I want it to stop. Now for me, I want it to come all the way to the bottom of this tumbler. So for me, it's, whoops, it's crooked. Hold on, let's get it right. For me, it's going to be, what's that say? 6 3/4. Technically, it's a little, 6 3/4 is a little long, but that's what I'm going to put because I can trim whatever off. And I'm actually going to make a slight change to it. So 6 3/4. So let's go ahead and we'll bring this back up and we'll type this in. Height is 6.75. 3/4 is 75 cents. So 6.75. All right. Now this one here, the wrap coverage, it fought me a little bit. It gave me a hard time, but I did 100% on one measurement I was doing with a cup, and it didn't quite meet all the way. And I thought that was kind of sus. And so I did the overlap where it says, if you want it to overlap, complete coverage is 100%. But if you want it to overlap, do 120. Well, I did 120 and it wrapped all the way around the darn thing. And I was like, and then some. And I was like, no, don't like that. So I did 101%, and it still was a little too much overlap. So I'm going to leave it at 100 this time, and hopefully it'll do like it's supposed to. All right. And so now our next one is corner radius. I don't want rounded corners. I want it to be square. So I'm going to make this a 0. Okay. And then again, the container outline, I'm not sure what that's all about. Let's click it and see. Actual container circumference, desired label coverage. So see, even in this picture, it doesn't really show it touching like it's supposed to. That sucks a little bit, but it'll be all right. We're going to make it work with this, and we'll have a little bit of a hack. So right now, here is the generate template. So this is what we want to do. We want to generate a template. Now, when it generates the template, it's going to create a image that represents what your label is going to look like. You're welcome, Karen. So this is a rough sketch of what it's going to look like. So we're going to download this label, and it downloads as a PDF. Okay. Now, I'm not sure. I hadn't tried Leonardo to see if it will import a PDF. It might. Let's give it a shot because I haven't done it yet. I do know that Silhouette will, but we have to trace it when it comes into Silhouette. So let's see if it does with Caesar because I don't know. So let's go to design. Let's go to file. Let us import and see if it will import. Nope, it will only import SVGs right now. So we're not going to do that. So let's do Silhouette. Let's use Silhouette. And as you guys know, I brag on Silhouette all the time. That's our old OG program that we use for doing rhinestones. Until we get something bigger and better, then we're going to deal with Silhouette. So here is our Silhouette cutting mat. And what I did was over here in the upper right hand corner in the page setup, I just made sure that it is listed as the full 12 by 12 mat because that's what we're going to work with. We need all this 12 by 12 room. Okay. So now let's go file and let's go merge. And then tapered 3 is the one that I just did because I've been fighting with this thing, trying to make sure I could get it right all evening. And so now we're going to import it as a vector. You couldn't see that because it was on my main computer screen and I tried to drag it over, but it wouldn't drag. But it's going to ask you if you want to import it as a vector and you want to say yes. So here is our tumbler wrap for this neon pink tumbler. And we want to be 100% sure that this is going to fit before we turn this into a rhinestone template, okay? So the way you do that is I'm going to, first of all, I need to turn it into an SVG. And so it's selected. And now I'm going to the trace panel. And the trace panel is over here on the right-hand side of the screen over here. And you'll go all the way to all of these little tool tips going down. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 icons down. So let's click the trace panel. Looks like a piece of toast. And then we're going to select trace area. And then I'm going to draw a box around this whole thing. And there may be an easier way to do this. And if it is, just leave a comment in the chat, because there are other folks in here more experienced with this than I am. So, and I'm well aware of that. But this is how I was able to get it to work. And so my threshold, I don't know how well you can see how that's kind of yellow here and then black, yellow, yellow, black, yellow. And it's kind of like dotted looking. That's not what we want. We want a solid line. So I'm going to increase this until that yellow looks super solid going all the way around here. And then I'm going to tell it to trace the outer edge. Okay. So now I have the trace right here. This red outline is going to be my SVG. Okay. And this black is what we brought in from the PDF. Okay. So here is my SVG. And the way I'm going to test this, I'm going to save this selection. I have it selected. And I'm going to save it to my hard drive. And then I'm going to save it as an SVG. And I'm going to save it as tumbler. Did I spell it right? Yeah. Tumbler test. TEST. And then I'm going to hit OK. All right. The reason why I'm saving, the reason why I'm saving this as an SVG as tumbler test is because I use Romeo to cut out my stuff. I don't really use the Silhouette to cut my stuff. So I have to save it as an SVG to import into Romeo. So let's go ahead and open up Romeo. And then I'm going to bring Romeo over. And then we are going to open up our design in Romeo. So let's share screen again. So hopefully I didn't lose you yet, and we will recap here in a moment. So here we are in Romeo. So if you are used to using Silhouette and you know how to cut from Silhouette, then you could have just went on and cut that out, but use a piece of either, I use copy paper, honestly, because it's more affordable than cutting up card stock and stuff like that. But we're going to cut our copy paper with Romeo. Okay. So here is my my desktop right here, and I'm going to put it on the cutting mat so that it'll look like my cutting mat. And then I'm going to import, and I'm going to import Tumbler test. And then I'm going to select cut only, because that's the only thing I'm going to do with this file at this point is cut only. And here it is. So as you see, it's a little over 11 inches. Well, it's right at 11 inches. Okay. So I have it on my cutting mat. I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to send design, and I'm going to send this over. And then I have it set where it looks like my cutting mat so that I can make sure everything is lined up on my cutting mat, just like it is right here on the screen. And then I'm going to send it to the cutter. Now I have the mat over there, but I don't have paper on it. So let's switch, and we're going to show you what that looks like cutting it on the paper. Okay, so let me grab some paper, and then we'll take it over there and we'll cut it out on the Romeo, and get Romeo to do us a test cut, because we want to make sure that it's going to fit this cup before we start turning stuff into rhinestones. Nobody wants to waste our paper and stuff. And yes, I'm going to make it a template in Silhouette, but I'm not going to make it a template until I know it fits. That's just how we've got to be efficient around here. Miss Barbara Bonaparte, thank you so very much for becoming a member. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes. So hopefully you guys can hear me well over here, because I was finally able to get my microphones to work. So we got our microphones back up and going. Okay, so I have my piece of, all this is copy paper. This is simply copy paper that I'm putting on here, right? So let's go ahead and send it. All right, and I'm sending it with the Romeo. And so as you see, it's cutting it out on the copy paper. Now it's going to go off the copy paper a little bit. All right. And it messed up at the top because it went off the copy paper, but that's okay. I just need a rough idea that this thing is going to work, right? So as you see right there, you see how it went up a little bit and messed up. I'm still not worried about it. That's why it's a test cut. Okay. So this is what is supposed to go around this tumbler. Okay. So I'm going to line it up with the top rim, and I'm going to wrap this around at the top rim, and look, holler, it fits, y'all. Because I told y'all I did the other one and it sucker did not fit. Okay, so notice it's snug up at the top of this rim all the way around, and then all the way around the bottom. So this looks great. This is going to make a great coverage for this tumbler. So now that I know that this is going to work, now let's go and turn it into a rhinestone template so that we can cut it out and flop. Okay, so let's take this and we're going to go back to our computer, and then we're going to, no, I don't want to edit that. We're going to come here. All right, so let us close this out, and I'm going to minimize my Leonardo. I'm going to leave the file that I took over to Leonardo, I'm going to leave that on the Leonardo design space because I'm going to end up cutting two different files, and that file I do need to cut again, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. So we're back in Silhouette, and here is the file that I just cut. I'm sorry, here's the file that I saved as an SVG and then sent over to Leonardo. Miss Barbara Bonaparte, thank you so much for the super chat. Holla. Y'all funny. Yes, thank you so very, very much for the super chat. Hey, Quandra, love your name. Welcome. Quanda. Sorry, Quanda Dunlap. Welcome. So here I have the shape selected, and I'm gonna just turn it black so that you can see it a little bit better. And then here is our, actually let's not do black because black is like super dark, so let's go purple. Okay, so here is our shape. This is what we cut out of the copy paper. So I don't necessarily want to turn this into the rhinestone design the way it is. The reason being is because this outer edge, what it will do is make rhinestones go all along this outer edge. And that's all, the edge was already up against the very tippity top of the tumbler. So if I make it go all the way up, well, it's going to overlap that top metal band. So I want it to go just along the inside of that top edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an offset. Now, this is how I did it. You don't have to do it this way. You can make the whole thing but I'm going to do it this way. So I'm actually going to drop this down to 100. It's normally at 125, but I'm going to drop it down to 100. So now I have my offset. See, it's back to a regular thing. And let's turn this into, let's see, let's get it gray. I want you to see the gray. Hey, Delonda, how are you? Welcome. So now look, see how that gray is the inside of the purple. So I'm going to select the gray and I'm going to go to my rhinestone panel, and I'm going to do this in SS10 rhinestones. You can do it in any size. You can do it in the SS6. You can do it in the SS10, whatever size stones you want to. And I'm going to select the radial fill. And the reason why I'm selecting radial is because this is on a curve. I can do linear. So that's what linear will look like. But see how it's jagged up here at the top? I don't care for that. So if you select linear, then it fills it in super nice and even. Okay. And there are little few imperfections in here and there. I'm okay with that because this is just to show you guys how this works. I probably would go through and make it a little more even if I could, but overall, Silhouette did a great job. And now you can also see what I was saying about how I wanted the stones to be just to the inside of that lip. Whereas if I had have done the purple, then it would have been up above this line. So this is going to fit really nice on that tumbler. Okay. So here is my rhinestone template. Easy peasy mac and cheesy, right? So let's go back and we'll recap. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your tumbler, whatever tumbler it is. Like I'm going to hold this one up. This one is going to be different. We're going to go ahead and get the measurements on this one. This is not the same tumbler since I'm already done and I already have the measurements of that one. So let's show you how this is going to work. Remember the first measurement that we need, and this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to write these measurements down instead of stopping and typing it in, stopping and typing it in. Okay. Let me grab a pen. So the first measurement we want is around the top of your tapered cup. This is for tapered cups. Okay. And the website that we are using for this is onlinelabels.com. The link is in the description below. Okay. So the first thing it asks for is the top circumference. So you get your flexible ruler and you want to start all the way at the upper edge of where you want your stones to start. And then you want to start with your 0 on a flexible tape measure. That rigid snap back into the tape measure thing is not going to work. The hardcore one that we use for wood and stuff. You want a nice flexible tape. Okay. Then we come all the way around. We overlap the tape. And then we get the measurement. Now, see, this one is a teeny bit smaller than the other one. This one is actually 10 3/4 all the way around the top. I don't know how well you can see that, but see, it ain't even made it to the 11. And of course, it's hard to focus. But this one is a little bit smaller than that other cup. So this one is 10 3/4. So let's write that down. We're going to say the top is 10.75. And you can choose on the website. I'll show you when we get back to it. You can choose either inches or millimeters. And we're using inches over here because I don't feel like trying to fight millimeters, even though it's more accurate in my opinion. All right. And so now we need the bottom circumference. So again, we're going to start with the 0, go all the way down, and you want to keep this tape measure even all the way around, because if it goes crooked, then it's going to throw off your measurements. Okay. So this one is 8.5. So see, it's all the way around the bottom even. And when it overlaps at the 0, it stops at 8.5. So now we need our bottom circumference. Hopefully you saw that. I know it's kind of hard because it's not focusing and it's my hand in the way. So now we've got the top circumference, we got the bottom circumference. Now we need the height of the cup, and you want to measure all the way from the tippity top of where you want your rhinestones to start all the way down to where you want the rhinestones to end, and this is 6 inches. So we're going to write down height is 6 inches. Okay. And then the next measurement asks how far around the cup do you want your template to go. We want it to wrap all the way around the cup. So we're going to say 100% when we get to that part. We don't want a corner radius. We want it to be blunt, straight edges. And then we're not going to worry about the container outline. It worked. So we're going to leave it there. So now let's go back to the website. Could you make a shape like a heart on the design? Yes, Renee, you can. So let's share screen. We're going to go entire screen. The thing is, you have to have the measurement of the cup first. You got to have that first. Then once we get the measurement of the cup, I'll show you, yes, you can put a heart on the cup. So here's our old measurements for the cup that we just did for the pink neon. Now I'm going to do this white one. I could sublimate on it, but I'm not going to sublimate on this cup right now. I'm just going to do it with nothing on the cup just because I should have been done something with this cup and I haven't. But anyway, so our top circumference, if you remember, was 10.75. So let's go 10.75. Our bottom circumference was 8.5. So we'll go 8.5. Our height, remember, was an even 6 inches. Our wrap coverage, we want to be 100%. So we're going to keep that 100. The corner radius, we don't want corners. So we're going to leave it at 0. And so now we're going to hit generate template. And as you see, this picture change because the cup is different. The measurements are different. So here is a visual representation of what it will look like. So let's download that label. And so now I have tapered 4 because I've done 4 of these templates to try and get them to work. Okay. So now that we have 4 templates, let's go over to Silhouette. I just downloaded that one. So I'm going to grab this one first. Let's grab this one. And I'm going to save this selection. Save selection, save to hard drive. And this is going to be Pink Cup Bling. And my neighbor has come home with his motorcycle, so forgive that. His motorcycle and his music. Okay, so now this is saved so that I can take this over into Romeo and cut it out. All right, and I'm just going to set it to the side because I don't want to delete it just yet. All right, so now let's import the file that we just did. So let's merge, and we're going to do tapered 4 and bring in tapered 4. And we're going to test this one too. You really should be testing your, nope, that was the wrong thing. I did not mean to do that. Oh, wait a minute. Was it merge? Yeah, it was merge. I don't know why it's acting up. I may have to reboot Silhouette. Hold on, y'all. Oh, never mind. Import. It's over here. Okay, so here is the new white cup. Okay, this is the white cup. And remember, we did the measurements. It downloaded as a PDF. So when I import it in, it imports as a vector file. I want this to become an SVG, and I want it to so that I can take it over into Leonardo. So I have it selected. I'm going to come over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 icons down to the piece of toast, the trace panel, and I'm going to click there, select trace area, and then we're going to select this whole thing because all of this is what I want to trace and cut out so that we can turn it into a rhinestone design. So I'm going to turn this up until I see all of that turn yellow, nice and solid yellow all the way around. And then I'm going to tell it to trace the outer edge. That's how simple that is to change this from the PDF to the line that we need to take over into Leonardo Design Space. All right, so here is our outline, remember? And so I'm pretty sure it's going to cut out like it's supposed to. And I'm going to take that chance. But for right now, let's show you to answer the question for Renee on how to put a design on this. Because you might not want just plain strips of rhinestones. You might want a little designy design, okay? So right here, let's grab this shape. And we're going to go to create an offset. So I prefer to do an offset. You don't have to, but I prefer to. So I'm going to do an internal offset of 0.1. So this internal offset right here is the one that I would rather work with. Let me show you the difference again. Let's turn this one purple and turn this one gray so that you can see the difference again. Here are the differences. This gray is what I'm going to turn into my rhinestones. Now, what I want to also do is put the design in that Renee was asking about. So let me move this one out of the way. Actually, let's change that real quick. All right, and so I'm going to first duplicate this. So let's turn this into orange. It's the exact same size. All I did was duplicate it. I didn't change anything. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this and I'm going to look for, let's say, let's do a heart, like she said. So here's a star. Where's my heart? Right here. So I'm going to draw a heart about yay big. All right. And so now that I have the heart, I'm going to rotate it so that it's up and down. And I think that'll be super cute. I think that's good enough. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I didn't need this, I don't think. I'm going to grab both of these. And now let's go to our modify panel, which is over here on the right hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 icons down. Nope, wrong thing. Sorry. 12 icons down. We don't want the offset. We want modify. And then for this one, I'm going to divide. I think that's what I want to do. Let me see. All right, so I hit divide. Here's my heart. And yes, divide is what I wanted. So now I have this as the wrap that's going to be all the solid stones. And now I have this as the heart that's going, so I don't need the yellow. This heart I need to turn into rhinestones too, so they can fit right here in the middle of this thing. The only thing is, like I mentioned to you, remember what I said, when you do take a shape and you turn it into rhinestones, it will put rhinestones along the outer edge of the whole thing and fill it in. But if I do the outer edge, then it's going to overlap whatever stones I put here. So what I need to do then is I need to take this and I need to do an internal offset. So let's go down to the 13th little icon to the offset panel, do another internal offset. Okay. And then with this internal offset, now when I turn this into rhinestones, see, now it'll fit inside that space for that heart. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. And so here we have two things that we're going to turn into rhinestones. So this first one here, let's go down to our rhinestone panel. And then we're going to, again, I'm going to select right here the radial fill. So the radial fill, it kind of looks a little janky a little bit. It's not my favorite. You can play with the numbers of the spacing. You also can, like I could try and do it with this as well. But I still want it to be radial so that it'll look. And then I'm not going to do it here because it will take me forever. But I would actually sit here and rearrange some of these stones to make it look a little bit better and do it that way. But just to show you how this will work, let's go ahead and fill this in with rhinestones as well. So there's that. And now let's turn this, go back with purple. And then let's take off the red so that you can see it better. And boom. See, look, now it nestles right in there the way it's supposed to without overlapping any stones. And let's zoom in so that you can see it looks a little bit like it's overlapping, but it's not. Okay, because this is two different colors. So when you cut it out, they will not be overlapping. But that's how you can take your cup tumbler and you can brush this in as one part of the template like we already do. Brush this one in is the other part of the template. And there you got a heart template for your tumbler that you can brush as a brush in template and actually do it easily instead of placing stones one at a time. All right, so now that we have this one, I'm going to save this one a little bit later, but we're going to go ahead and bring over our other cup, the pink cup. So let us go back to design, and I'm going to go file, and I'm going to import, and I'm going to do pink cup bling, and we'll open it up. And here is the template for the pink cup. And we're going to go cut only because that's all I want to do with that. I don't want to make any changes. And here is my rhinestone template for our pink cup. Okay. So again, here is the outline that I still need. And then here is the rhinestones. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and cut this out first. Okay. And this is 7 inches tall. So we can go ahead and get this started. And while this is cutting for our tumbler, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bling my Eat Sleep Bling Repeat template and put it on a tote bag so that we can do a giveaway when we're done with this and we can go ahead and bling on the tumbler. Okay. So I'm going to send design. And then I'm going to use my cutter setting so that I can make sure that it's back on rhinestones, and we'll cut this out. Now let's go over to the cutting table so that we can get Romeo up and going and get this cut out so that we can have fun. The rhinestones that I'm putting on the tumbler is Hotfix rhinestones. So this is neon pink right here. And then here are I wasn't 100% sure which one I was going to use, but I'm probably just going to use your basic neon pink to go on this tumbler. All right, because that neon pink blings. I'm sorry, the neon is super bold and pretty. And so I want it to glow just like hopefully the cup will. I don't know if it will or not. All right, and so I was using this to cut templates. Hopefully I did not cut on this. You know what, let me not do that, because if I already cut it, then that's gonna be tragic. Let me grab another piece of block. And again, we already cut out the shape of the tumbler to make sure that it was going to wrap properly around that tumbler, and it did. So that way, you know, when you turn it into rhinestones, it's going to fit and it's going to work. All right, and so now I'll show you here in a moment. Actually, I probably need to do that first. Let's do this though while I'm standing here. All right. Now, what I need to show you guys is this is a product right here that we're going to use to put the Hotfix stones on the tumbler. Okay. So let me put this on here first. And then put this on here. Hey Fern, the setting that I use on the Romeo, and again, just like anybody else's cutter recommendation settings, it really depends on your cutter, your blade settings, and your blade housing. But what I use for my flock is a cut speed. I need to drop this down to at least 11. But I've been cutting on a speed of 13 and a force of 65. That is the settings that I use, but you might need a lesser force if your blade is brand spanking new. Hopefully that makes sense, because your blade is going to be sharper than mine, so you won't need a strong a force than I will. So let's send this to cutter. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, there we go. I was rushing the Romeo. Would you do the same steps as you did with the heart to? Yes, Leslie. I would use the exact same steps to add the name. Because honestly, before, you know, she asked about a heart. I was going to show those steps to do a letter E on the tumbler, and show you how that would work for adding a letter E, but we ended up doing the heart. Okay, so hopefully that's not too loud since my mic is right there. So meanwhile, let's kill some time by doing our Eat, Sleep, Bling, Repeat template, which I hope is right here. Yep, it is. And we're going to do a pink tote bag. And depending upon how long that takes, we might do a another tote bag as well. So we're going to do some tone on tone. Since neon is the happening thing right now, it's summertime. Neon is where it's at. We're going to do neon pink. And take this time to thank you guys for tuning in with us and having a good time with us tonight as we work on doing tumblers. So this Bling anything material that I am going to be using tonight to put the stones on so that we can put them on the tumbler. You can find it at the Rhinestone World. The link is in the description so that you can go and grab it. There are often sales on it. I don't know that there's a sale right now. I don't think it is. But it is available there. I did check to be sure tonight that it wasn't showing sold out or anything like that. And it's not. So you can go there and grab it. But that product allows you to press. You can use it for more than just tumblers. You can use it to press rhinestones on it and create decals. So it's an excellent product to use with Hotfix rhinestones. For those of us who prefer to not bling things one at a time, one stone at a time. If you want to, make decals in bulk, so to speak, um, and you want to do, I don't know, like a heart decal and sell them to people to put on their laptops, on their the back part of their laptops, on their helmets for the bikes, or if they want to put it on their cars. There's a whole list of things you can use that to make a decal, and it does work very well on vehicles. It works very well on cups. So, definitely give that stuff a try. It is quite fun to use if you prefer to not bling one at a time. And I'll show you how to use it. We're going to bling it tonight. All right. Hey, Donzel. No worries. Even if you did take a nap, I would not be offended, because I understand being tired. All right. So let's get these in. Also, you guys, we are at, today's the 16th. We are at 10 days out from the applique getaway that's going on in Texas, in Irving, Texas, where we will be going. We will be attending. So the applique getaway is for crafters of all levels, actually, and of all calibers. So if you do, say, for instance, embroidery on the small machine or on the larger machine, multi-needle machines, if you do sublimation, if you do rhinestones, if you do, there's all kind of crafting, vinyl, there's all kind of crafting that they will be featuring there, and teaching classes on as well. So you can come, you can shop with vendors. There's going to be quite a few vendors there selling things. They'll be selling, blanks. They'll be selling rhinestones. There's a whole list of folks and stuff that's going to be there. And some of you guys may not have been able to make it to our Bling Fest last year that we had in October, because we were hosting it in Charlotte. Well, on Friday, I think it's the 27th, I think it's either 27th or the 28th, we will be doing a very small bling party. We call it the Bling Fling. So if you want to come and bling with your friends, now's the time to do it. It's going to be 10 days from now in Irving, Texas, which is just outside of Dallas. Quite a few folks said that they'll be there. So I look forward to meeting any and all who decide to come. If you're familiar with So Sweet Monogramming, Alexis will be there. If you're familiar with Lisa Shaw with Brilliance Essentials, she will be there. If you're familiar with Stephanie with Caesar, she will be there. So quite a few folks, names that you might know, some names that you might not know, but it's going to be a good time. I'm super excited about it. We got a long trip we're going to be taking. We're driving down, and we're going to be there all 4 days. So if you would like to come, let me know that you'll be there, and please do come say hi. I will be teaching 2 classes at the event, and one on Thursday and one on Saturday. And then, like I said, the Bling party will be Friday night. I think at 8 o'clock, I think is what time it's going to be. So it's going to be a late night, have a hangout, good time. So we won't be blinging all day. We definitely won't be blinging all night because I got to teach the class the next day. But it's going to be a good time. And so I'm excited and looking forward to seeing everybody. So the link to, I thought the link was in the description. I don't know that I put that link in the description, and I'll make sure to go back and do so. But Applique Getaway, I do have a link to the Applique Getaway in the description with my affiliate link, but you don't have to have an affiliate link. You can just click the link and go to it if you want to, and come hang out with us. So if you plan on being there, put a heart in the chat, so that we can know to look out for you. If you wish you were going to be there, wish you could come, but life is lifing and you can't, no worries. There will be other opportunities. The Mister and I were also discussing Bling Fest. I ordered rhinestone template, but I ordered the rhinestone template, but it came in the wrong size. How do you make sure template was made in the right size? So Sherry, the template, in most instances, wherever you get your templates from, in most instances, the templates will tell you what the size is supposed to be when you bring it into the software program. So, like for instance, with my templates, I try to make sure that I put the size in the title, or at least in the description, to let you know how that template is supposed to import into the software and what size it's supposed to be. And you have to go in and make sure that when it's imported, you know, that you check the size and make sure that to change the size to the size it's supposed to be. Aside from that, there, like, I know you can go into Creative Fabrica, and some of those, a couple of those designs in there will not have, they'll say that they're SS10, but they're actually not, because of, I guess, measurement translation. I'm not sure what the situation is on that, but with those, I mean, it kind of, there's a way to break the template apart in Silhouette, but you have to know how to do that. And I believe that's something that is taught in Patrice's rhinestone designing class, advanced designing class, to learn how to do that. But you know, I would stick to purchasing rhinestone templates from folks that, you know, we kind of recommend to you, or folks that are reputable and you don't see too many complaints about their rhinestone designs. That would probably be the way I would go with that, honestly. Like Rhinestone Mechanic, all of his designs, I have yet to come across a design of his that are not the right size. And Make It with Marilyn, that's a good idea to try to cut. Like if you're doing an SS10 template, try cutting some circles at 0.013, but it's kind of hard to match them up to circles that are already in the template and cutting them to where they're supposed to be. So yeah, it can be a little frustrating when you get templates from a like even some folks on Etsy, you know, they say the template is the right size with the, you know, as far as the holes, and their measurement is a little bit different. I had one person, you know, arguing so to speak with me that it says 10 holes are not 0.130, and I really still to this day don't know why that person was saying that, but I mean that's the only hole size I know that works for SS10 as far as, you know, because the size hole that this person was saying, it sounded more like an SS6 size hole, but I digress. I just acquiesce and say, okay, whatever size you think it needs to be. And then when folks are frustrated, you're just gonna have to be frustrated, I guess. All right, so I was going to do the word bling. I think I still am. I'm going to do it in a different color. So I'm going to put, instead of neon, I'm going to do crushed ice AB. That's always a good go-to color to use on anything, actually. It's a great beginner's color, which is why it's in our beginner's kits, because you kind of can't go wrong with crystal and crystal AB. Sherry says my head is nodding. Yes, stick to known distributor. Right. Right. But at any rate, the Mr. and I were talking about the Bling Fest and was trying to make a final determination on the Bling Fest. And so keep your eyes open in the Facebook group and in the community tab here, and I will provide more information here shortly on some options that we're looking at as far as dates and alternatives, because I know right now we're about 4 months out from October, and I did not want to go into November for the date of the Bling Fest. And to me, that's a little short time-wise. And so just keep your eyes open, and we'll have more information on what we may or may not do with that. Please. And it will be for feedback purposes, to get some good feedback. Hey, Rougie, honey. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. How many of you guys in here bought some of those neon tumblers? I'm curious. Because I also forgot to show you while I was over there. So once we'll just do one tote bag. Well, I might can just talk you, kind of explain what you would do without actually showing. I would prefer to show you, but it kind of sucks because I don't have a cup that fits the description in order to show you in more detail what I'm saying. But in order to do a cup like the one with the handle, how it's a little bit fatter at the top. The top part of it is kind of fat, and then the bottom where the handle is, and then the bottom is a little skinnier. You would measure the cup the exact same way that you did the tapered, but you would measure each section of the cup separately. So you would get your measurements of the very top of the cup, get those measurements, and create that template and save it. And then you would get the bottom part of the cup measurements the same way you got the top. Measure at the highest part of the bottom, and measure at the bottom part of the bottom, and then make that template and bring it in and cut both sections separately. And I hope that makes sense to you, because I meant to get a cup that's made similar to that so that I could show you, but I just didn't. And I guess I didn't, because I don't have it. I thought I could have swore I did, but that's that granny brain going on, where I'm thinking I've done something and I haven't. But I fully intended to. I don't know if that's fibro fog or what, but there's something It's annoying. That's what it is. All right. Boom. So let's get this in there. Let's get that in there. Let's put this in there. And that's it. All right, that looks great. Let me turn my heat press on. That's on. And hopefully that'll be done soon. Let's see. It used to give me a little countdown. I don't see the countdown. It must be off screen. Okay, so now let's cut us some tape, tapety tape. We're gonna do a new piece of tape. Good evening, Miss Sandra. How are you? I apologize. This is going to be loud. It's that new tape noise. All right. And so this looks like I cut my tape too short, but that's no worries. We'll show you again how to fix that problem. I'm going to go straight down. And I did. Let's do this number right. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay. So as you see right here on the edge, see how the tape comes down right here, but it misses the corner of the diamond and misses this part of the T. You don't have to worry about that. Just simply come to where you have extra tape hanging somewhere. Like I have extra tape down here. I have extra tape right in here where there's no stones. I can use that, but I'm going to cut from down here because it's easier. And all I'm going to do is cut a sliver. And I'm actually going to cut all the way across. And flip these stones that got flipped over. And then we're going to overlap the tape and then make sure that this actually catches the stones that I missed. But you got to make sure that your tape overlaps. All right, and so there is our neon and crystal AB design. Hi, Skyline Designs. How are you? This is neon pink and crystal AB. So let's grab our tote bag, and we want to pre-press. Anything that you press your rhinestones on, you want to pre-press. So let's pre-press that. And then we will. All right. So while you're in here again, please make sure that you are hitting the refresh button on your YouTube video watching this, or if you're watching on your mobile device, down in the lower left hand corner, the word live should be red with a red dot, so that you know that you're up to speed with everybody else, because we're going to give this design on the pink tote bag away. And I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss being able to qualify getting the bag because you're behind everybody else. So just take a second to make sure that you're up to speed, and hit the like button for us, please. because we do come on every Sunday evening, 9 p.m. to do some kind of crafting and have a good time. So now, speaking of which, so the last Sunday of June, let me make sure I'm saying this right. The last Sunday of June, if I go live, it'll be from the hotel. It won't be from home because I will be in Dallas, in Irving, rather, Texas. And that's the last day. So we'll be, if I go live, it'll be after everything is done, you know. So I don't know what time it ends on Sunday. I need to check. Hey, Breezy, how are you? All right, so here is the design, and the fresh piece of tape picks it up. Super sweet. Not a stone left behind. And like I said, this template will be in the giveaway. Ooh, super cute. Like that neon thing going on. Come over just a little bit. All right. And here, is that crooked? That's crooked. Yeah, that's crooked. There we go. All right. Let's check that again. That makes more sense. Okay, so now let's press this. She said, come to San Antonio. Girl, I would love to come to San Antonio, but when I tell you a heifer is going to be tied. A heifer is going to be tied. Like roll slap out tied. And then got to drive all the way back home. So I would love to, my dear. Get a hug on your neck. But, whoo, girl. And then that don't include packing up anything that I may have left over. So yeah, no, it's gonna be a whole food. All right, let me get my board with wax on it so that I can do the peel reveal. Eat, sleep, bling, and repeat. So this neon pink looks amazing on this pink tote bag. And where is it? And the neon pink stones actually do, if I can find it. I have one around here somewhere. It'll glow under the neon light. And for whatever reason, I can't find either one of my UV lights. This is crazy. Oh, here's one. It's not my little light, but it is a neon. So can you see how it glows? Just that my battery is super weak, but you see how it's glowing? That neon glows. Let's cut the light off. Check that out. Ooh, bling. Lit up. So neon pink is definitely one of those neons that pop. Is that a fly? What did I tell you about the fly? He come to the light. Y'all see that stupid fly? And I couldn't kill him on the bag because I'm trying to get the bag away. Stupid thing. Hate flies. But yeah. So that neon pink is definitely a glowy stone. The neon pink AB also, look at the box lit up. I can't even show it good because the box lights up so good. So yeah, neons are awesome. And the neon pink tumblers that are on Amazon, I don't know if those glow or not. But when I tell you those are bright neon colors, they probably do. So, but I think it'll be super cool for them to work with the stones. And so we'll check. I didn't even look to see if this tumbler that I got glowed. I looked at the stones, chair. You know, that's it. Let me see. It glows a little itty bitty bit. It changes the tone just a little bit, but not enough. So we'll be putting these neon pink stones on there, and then it'll glow. So yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway of this bag at the end. So make sure if you want this bag that you refresh, then give us a thumbs up on it. So I'm gonna set this over here so that I don't forget it when it is time to do the giveaway. And again, the same thing applies if you want to do this tumbler as well. It's just that this one is tapered and this one is not. So with this one, it's easy. You just make a rectangle and you go from top to bottom and then all the way around, because the measurement up top and bottom is going to be the same. So then you just want to get your measurement. So with this tumbler, I would need a rectangle. So like this is one of those instances. You remember if you were here earlier when we first came in, that was neon pink. When I first came on, and I was saying sometimes people ask, do you start at the 0 or at the 1? This metal piece should be the 0, but you can't see it. That bothers me. So sometimes if I want to make sure I'm accurate, I'll start at the 1. But I have to remember to subtract 1 when I do that. But at any rate, so for this tumbler, we'll go all the way around. And this tumbler is 9.5. You see how the metal piece reaches that halfway mark? So this is 9.5. And just in case, to make sure that I'm reading it right, you can read it from the 1 and see at the 1 mark is 10.5, and I would take away 1 because I'm missing this whole inch. So that's 9.5. Okay, so that's how you would use it if you wanted to measure it from the 1. But if you do that again, you have to make sure to subtract 1 if you start measuring from the 1. But at any rate, so this tumbler is 9.5. So you would need a rectangle that is 9.5 inches wide. And then it needs to be starting at that upper lip coming down. I would go 6.5 inches tall. So 9.5 by 6.5 will make a template around this Walmart TAL tumbler. I got this from Walmart. Okay, 9.5 wide, 6.5 tall, rectangle. Okay. Oh, the Eat, Sleep, Bling, and Repeat. Yes, that is in the hotfixfix.store. Now I'm hating I didn't have this on 13, because this would have been done if I had this on 13. I don't know where we are, but I'm going to grab this. So this material right here is the Bling Anything material. Okay. And this is what we're going to use on the tumbler. Now, the Bling Anything, you can buy it by the yard. You can buy it in, I think, a 6-inch measurement or a 12-inch measurement by the yard. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and cut out while that's cutting. I'm going to go ahead and do 12 inches so that it'll go all the way across the bottom of the mat. Well, actually, I don't have to. I'm going to do 8 inches, actually. Because if I'm remembering correctly, let me look at this because I want to make sure I cut it right. It's already 12 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 from 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I can do 8 inches. Okay. All right, so this material, it kind of puts you in the mind of like vinyl, because it has a carrier sheet and a backing. And the carrier sheet is what covers the adhesive, but the top part, the shiny part, is where we're going to press our stones. And like I said, the link to this is in the description below, so that you can get it if you want some. And I try to make sure I keep that labeled, because otherwise you won't know what it is if you don't have anything written on it. Let's see. Maybe sell some things. Yeah, the pink of this tumbler is super pretty, but it's still not as vibrant as that other one. Let me see if I can't figure out how much longer we got on Romeo, because usually Romeo tells me how much longer I have, and he's not. Okay, I don't know how to find the time on it. Let's see, is it on here? Yeah, it's almost done. Okay, cool. I keep forgetting there's also like a countdown clock on the Romeo itself as well. So we only have a couple more minutes, if that. Yes, we are going to be Hotfix stones. The exact same stones that I just put on the bag, we're going to put on the tumbler. Exact same stones. And we will have it done. And if I didn't feel inadequate with the lid, I would give it away. But I kind of feel a little inadequate. I may give it away anyway. I don't know. Let's see. All right, so Romeo is done. Here is the Bling template. We had a couple of stones not come off. My template was bowing in the middle. I have a, well, you probably ain't gonna be able to see it. There's a bow in the middle of my mat, so it acts up sometimes. You can sometimes do this if you're careful with it and get it to take out those extra stones. Extra holes, without pulling up the paper. Or alternatively, you can stick it to your surface of a desk or whatever and get it to pull out extra stones that way as well, as you see. And you still have a couple of stones here and there, but for the most part, they come out. And so just to save time and aggravation, I'm going to pull the rest of them by hand. What time is it? 10:41, 20, 19 minutos. Make sure my heat press stays on as well. All right. And so it's not like somebody having a party somewhere outside. That's what I should have did. I had music playing for the grandbabies. That's the one thing I did forget to do, because they all love to sing and karaoke and stuff. The only thing is I think she's 3-year-old, would probably want to sing Let It Go and all that jazz with the Frozen and dominate the Frozen soundtrack. But I wanted to be singing Frozen. So it's probably the thing I didn't bump out the karaoke machine. All right, nice. Okay, so that's all of our dots. Now, thing is, there's one more thing I need to cut, and that is the Bling anything. All right, so we need to cut that as well. I'll finish cleaning that off later. Why are we using different transfer paper? Because you can't, so the only way in most instances to put rhinestones on a tumbler or any hard surface for that matter, usually is to hand place them and apply glue in order to get those stones to adhere. Well, if you're using this product that's called Bling Anything, you can put rhinestones on any Hotfix rhinestones, rather. Let me rephrase that. You can put Hotfix rhinestones on just about any surface. Okay? Any hard surface, rather. Because you can put Hotfix rhinestones on fabric all day long. But if you wanted to use a template like this to put the rhinestones on, say you got 20 tumblers that you want to do and they're all going to look the same, they'll be neon but just with neon stones. Well, this is a quick, simple way to do some rhinestones with a template and use Hotfix rhinestones and get the job over and done with. So that's why we're using a different material. And again, the material is called Bling Anything, and it's not transferring the stones. It's basically putting the stone, turning the Hotfix rhinestones basically into a sticker. That's what you're doing. That's essentially what we will be doing tonight, is turning these Hotfix rhinestones into a decal, a tumbler decal. Because otherwise, there really is not a way to do it without applying these stones one at a time. I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as possible because we're running out of time. I probably wouldn't know because I said I was doing neon. Oh. Since the tumbler is neon pink. All right, and so I need to also cut out the Bling Anything into the shape of the tumbler decal. So this piece of paper that we use to wrap around the tumbler and make sure that it fit the tumbler perfectly, we need to cut our Bling Anything into this same shape so that we can press these stones on top of the Bling Anything in the shape of the tumbler, and they will match, and then it'll wrap around the tumbler and it'll bling the tumbler. So let's get this done, and then I will somebody having a party. Lord have mercy. I might have to invite myself. Depending upon who's having the party. Because my neighbor over here to my right, that's not quite the kind of party I'd be wanting to go to, you know. I like to have a low party, not the opposite. So I won't be going over there. All right. But I do hear music and a good time. It could be retaliation for not inviting them to the kiddie pool party. All right, so let's brush all this off. And because I'm rushing, I'm not going to take my time and make sure that blah, blah, blah. No, we're going to hand place the rest of these little stones so that I can make short work of this as much as possible. Let's see. I probably should have used my bone brush to make sure. Or a new purple brush. I need a new head on my purple brush. That's what I need. Wow, we yelling and everything, chat. I guess it's smart to not have a good time when it was hot earlier, but it wasn't super duper hot today. It was super duper hot yesterday, but it wasn't super duper hot today. So they waited good till the sun went down to have a good time. So they might not even notice I'm over there. Just go over there and grab something off the grill, chill out, get a drink. Just gotta make sure I wear a bling shirt because then I'll stand out. Right. We got good neighbors though. All of our neighbors are good neighbors. Don't usually have issues. Even with the opposite of the low party, they're still really nice people. All right, y'all. This is gonna take me forever. And it's funny because in most instances, I can tell who having a party by what's being played. Because one of my neighbors, he loved all the old school stuff and country stuff. And I went to school with his kids, so I've known their family a long time. All right, y'all. Let's get that in there. Let's get that in there. Get that in there. Hopefully my aunties are watching. Usually they're watching, y'all. My aunties watch on Sunday nights, but they don't. I gotta show them how to chat so that they can chat with everybody and say hey to everybody. But usually they're in here, so shout out to the aunties if you're all watching. Oops. All right, so let's move some of this around. See if we can't get some of this first in. Nope, I don't want to act right. See, if I hadn't took the time to tell y'all about the grandbaby's swim party, I'd be done with this by now. But I wanted to run my mouth at the beginning. But I told y'all I knew it was going to take a minute to get this done, showing the process, because it's important to understand how to measure those tumblers, especially when they're tapered. It's not, cut and dry like a straight edge tape tumbler is. So that's the downside. Let's get that in there. Yeah, it's 10:51, so we may go over a little bit, y'all. I apologize in advance, but I definitely want you to see how this turns out because that bling anything stuff is super good. And it won't take long at all, like 5 seconds to cut the shape out for the bling anything, even though I actually do need to test it to make sure that I got my settings right. Because it's not like cutting vinyl because it's thicker than vinyl. So I may use let's see what setting can I use. I got a dot and it's been annoying me. Let's see. This in. And I'm trying to get these in as quick as possible so I don't see the chat. Cruising, no ma'am. Jennifer, no. No. We will not be doing a cruise ever. Not for Bling anyways. And the reason for that is in 2020, 2019, I announced a crafting cruise. We were going to do a crafting cruise. We were going to do rhinestones. We were going to do embroidery. We were going to do all the fun things, right? and it was set for May of 2020. And I went through the process of finding instructors who were willing to come. I found a cruise line. I found a date. I had a travel agent and was working with me and all the fun stuff, planning all the cool things, right? Then it came down to setting up for the classes and finding a room to do the classes, because they do have entertainment rooms and stuff. And found the entertainment room, but the problem that stopped most of the stuff in the tracks is on the ship. They did not allow any heating instruments at all. No irons, no hair curlers, no nothing. Anything that produced heat, you could not bring it on the cruise ship, period. And I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. How am I going to do rhinestones? Because that's, one of the things I wanted to do. And so they would not. They let me appeal, and they wouldn't let me do it. And I was like, okay, y'all are sucker fools. So, okay, maybe we can do the embroidery. Well, when it came down to setting up for the embroidery, they wanted to know every single dad blame detail about the embroidery machines. How many machines? Is the needle sharp? What kind of this? What kind of that? What kind of electricity? This, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, see, y'all doing team too much. Then, as I'm over here struggling, trying to get that worked out so that we could get some kind of approval for however many embroidery machines that I could get on the ship, the instructors started backing out or ghosting me. So it was like, bruh, I'm going to have to teach everything by myself. I don't know that I can pull this off. This is it. The signs were not good at all. They were not pointing towards a successful cruise with successful crafting, none of the above. So that being the case, I just started panicking, honestly. Like, I went into panic mode because many people had put in their deposit for the cruise. And I'm like, bruh, I don't, because at that point, by the time the instructors started backing out, it was starting to get to the non-refundable phase of the cruise. And I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Well, unfortunately, but fortunately, COVID hit. People started getting sick on ships, to the point where the cruise lines were restricting passengers. If you had a health issue of any sort that put you at a higher risk of blah blah blah, then you could not cruise. Well, being diabetic was one of the things that you could not cruise. And I was diabetic, and I'm like, okay, the whole point in the cruise, I was teaching everything. So if I'm not there, how can we teach? And I was like, well, maybe everybody can cruise. But it was a lot of the folks that were coming on the cruise that were sickly as well. And then, like I said, it was in May. This is in March that, they started that restriction. And then by May, nobody could go anywhere and do anything. So the cruise line had no choice but to refund everybody, because nobody could cruise by the time the date rolled around for that cruise to have set sail. So, because of all of the stress and strain and fussing and frustration with trying to get the heating stuff on board, and the hoops, they were just not working with me at all on the equipment and everything. I said, you know what? Never again. I'll just stay stateside. I'll find something to do local, find a resort, something, anything other than a cruise. So I refused. I refused, and to this day still refuse. I will not ever do a cruise with crafting ever again. So yeah, I hated the fact that COVID came, because it caused a lot of problems for a lot of people. Y'all, that was a blessing. That aspect was a blessing for me, because it was just, I was full-blown panic mode by the time January hit, because folks was just backing out left and right as far as the instructors were concerned, and more people was trying to sign up to go on the cruise. And I'm like, look, I don't know what, woo, girl, it was bad. But anyway, so here is the Bling anything. So now I need to cut out that shape for the tumbler. So let me go ahead and send this and pray to the good Lord above that it cuts right the first time, and I don't have to cut more and take more of your time. So as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it on flock, and I'm going to cut it out, because even if it cuts all the way through, that's not a bad thing. So let us get Romeo pulled up, and what I'm going to cut, matter of fact, let's do this. Share screen. So now what I am going to cut, we just cut this rhinestone template out. What I need now is, see this outline and see how the stones fit perfectly in that outline. So now I need this outline. So let's bring it over here on the cutting mat and take the rhinestone part off, because we've already done it. I'm gonna hit send, and then send to, what is this? Don't separate by color. Oh, all artwork that fits on the page, send. And that's this. And I'm going to use cutter settings. It's on the mat, and hit send to cutter. Okay. Oh, let's take this down. Nice. All right. And so now that that's cut, let's take this off and see if it cut like it was supposed to. And it did. Holler. Okay. So here is the shape of the dooflotchy. Let's do this. Hold on. Sorry. Let's get this one. There we go. All right. So here is, do I have this template in the store? No, Greg, because this cup, I mean, I could put it in the store, because if you go to Walmart, it'll be this cup. It's the TAL, I don't know, TAL 24 ounce ring or something, tumbler pink, WM2833. I don't know. So if you want to get it from Walmart, I mean, it works. And to show you, we're going to lay this over the top, wrap it. Lay this over the top, wrap it around. Remember, we put these measurements in on that website, onlinelabels.com. And see, look, it fits perfectly all the way around. So this is a decal sticker type situation. So you can peel this apart, and when you peel it apart, the shiny side is where we're going to press the stones. The non-shiny side is what we're going to peel off, okay? So what we need to do now is we need to take this and we peel this off. And we got a stone that flipped over. And we got a stone that doesn't have glue. So let's take that one. We're going to took off too many. Toss that into oblivion. Put a stone right there. And then let's grab this stone since it's already upside down and put that stone right there. Boom. All right. And so now the shiny side of the Bling anything, shiny side, we're going to lay this right on top. Just like that. And you want to line it up. Make sure that it's lined up even so that it will go on the tumbler like it's supposed to. Okay. Whoops. Yikes. I messed that up. Okay. All right. Now, because I don't have anything extra all around it, it's going to struggle a little bit for me to pick this up. But this is how I'm getting ready to put this on the heat press. You see how the stones are on the tape? And if I lay it flat, you can see that it actually is touching with no overlap. Like the, let me see if I can't get this on here so that you can see it better. There we go. See how it's all within the lines of that white. Nothing is overlapping that bling anything. Okay. All right. So let's grab this. We're going to pull this out and I'm going to shift this onto the heat press. Ah, cuss. Stick it to this thing. Hold on. It got stuck on the cut mat. And that's going to cause me a problem because it's over here by the heat. Hold on. When you working with stones, you don't want to work with your stones on the platen of the heat press because that's hot and it'll make your stones shift. So I'm going to have to fix all of this because I did not leave myself room. And then I stuck it to the darn what's the face. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put this on the heat press just like this. Boom, boom. Make sure nothing is overlapping because I don't want stones on my squish mat down here. And we'll press. Hopefully that didn't move. Who's child? So if you do this, what I would suggest is maybe get some butcher paper or something and put it up under the bling anything so that when you come over here to press it, you won't have to worry about it shifting all over the place. So let's grab my board. And bring this over so that you can see. And now let's take this tape off. And now what you have is a tumbler decal. And some of my stones shifted or whatever, but there you go. See? So that's neon pink. It's in the shape of the tumbler. What temp? Same temperature. Nothing changed. Same temperature. So you're looking at 350 at 12 seconds. And you want to make sure that you got a little bit of overhang all the way around. Just definitely make sure of that, okay? And then, so now that we have this, and it's done cooled off some, so now what I have to do is, now what I will do is find where that backing is and peel it off. See, there's a sticker. And just be careful because it is, you know, spongy, so to speak, and it can stretch. All right, and so now I'm going to get my tumbler cradle. And here is my rhinestone sticker. See? And hold your breath. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this way. Hold your breath a little bit. Don't breathe. Hold your breath. All right. Breathe a little bit because I don't want nobody passing out right now. So take what they say in the MRI. Okay, breathe and hold. Okay, breathe and hold. Okay, and breathe. So now, so you see you can clean it up with alcohol wipes. Yes, that definitely helps with adherence on anything, because I've been touching this cup all day. So oils from my fingers could have compromised the glue on the back of this a little bit, but I'm not super pressed about this particular tumbler because this is just showing you guys how this works. Now I will show this. You remember when we did it on and made the template, it was 100% go all the way around. Well, if you look at it, it does have a little bit of an overlap here for this seam. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can either manipulate it a little bit and try and get it where they don't overlap. If you wanted to me, I don't like that. I would cut a strip down right here and try and get it to like down here, stretch just a little bit to get them to come closer, because it looks like it's off a little bit down here, and I'm sure it's got something to do with how I'm lining this up, because see, my stones were off line a little bit right there. You go right here, right here, right here, and make sure stuff. So now it lines up down here, and then I would start to trim some of this so that it doesn't overlap, but it still overlaps a little bit. But that's how you can bling a cup. But like I said, keep in mind, this stuff is kind of stretchy when you go to peel it apart. So that can also make it where it overlaps a little bit. So let's trim this and clean this up a little. But look, aside from that, you now have a tumbler with bling on it. There is bling, neon bling on a neon tumbler. Oh my God. Y'all gotta see that without the light come through. Check that out, y'all. Oh my, can it look, somebody come and look at this. Look at these stones acting up. Look at these stones acting all the slap way up. That is insane. Look at that. Look at that. Blinging and glowing. Come through. So this is the same, basically the same. You see how that's glowing a little bit, but once you throw them stones on there, look how it just lit slap up. Okay. So the thing is just trying to show you that even though it's Hotfix, you still have options of things that you can do with your Hotfix stones, that you don't have to be stuck just doing shirts and hats and totes. And no, fam, you got other stuff that you can do. Okay, you really do. And this bling anything stuff is top notch. Okay, it is very good stuff. And again, you can use it to make decals. If I could reach them, I would show you. I have decals up on my electrical box that I made stickers with the bling anything. I've done it on here before, but it's been a while. So that's why I was like, okay, it's time to show that again. And because when I saw those neon tumblers, I'm like, yeah, no, we got to put neon stones on them neon tumblers, period. I just, but then I didn't order them because I've been trying to behave and not have Amazon running out here every 5 minutes. So I didn't order the tumblers. But when we went to Walmart to get the Capri Sun for the babies, I was like, that's neon enough. And so that's why I got those. So it needs some work right in there. And again, I should have lined it up one more time on this. When I pressed the stones to this, I should have lined it up one more time to check the alignment and everything. But just be careful as you're pulling it apart. Don't try not to stretch it, but then you can put it on here. From what I understand from off of the Rhinestone World website, this is dishwasher safe from what I understand. When you make stickers with these, it can go on cars, decals, and be on the car, in the car getting washed, and it'll stay on the car from what I understand. So this is, not my product, but it is an excellent product, and it will definitely bling out a tumbler, as you see. So let's go over there and do a giveaway for the tote bag. The tumbler, because it's a little sus, I'm not going to give it away on here. But you can definitely, we'll do that over there. Put the lid on it and see that it turns out super cute. It's a super cute tumbler. And this is Hotfix rhinestones. These are not flatback rhinestones. These are Hotfix. Yes, license plates. Yes, for sure. License plates, decals. The lady that works with Gail said her car decal lasted 3 years. I'm just saying, this is some good stuff. Okay, so let's go over here and switch so that I can get y'all off of here and let y'all be free. Because y'all be like, we don't want to see this woman no more. I know. Trust me. I know y'all sick and tired of the baby's booty at this point, because it's time for bed. All right, so let's remove that. And here is our tote bag. Oh, I should have grabbed the cup. Here's the tote bag we did. Eat, Sleep, Bling, and Repeat. It is neon pink. This is neon pink and crystal AB. That's the color of the stones on here. Oh, actually, let me answer another question. Hang on a sec. Let me answer another question, because I did see your question and I want to answer it. And this is neon pink as well, on a tumbler from Walmart. Okay. And Greg, I'll drop the link to that file. And I'm not going to put it on the website. I'll put it in the Google Drive folder, where the file is for the Fed Up. Same folder. So if you click, I'll put the link back in the thing so that you can go click that and get it's in the community tab. So click the community tab. Give me about 5 minutes after the show, and I'll drop this file, the shape and the rhinestones, in the community tab. Okay. But yeah, so this is for the tumbler. Okay. Now, the question somebody asked, let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. The question that I can't remember who it was. I apologize in advance. But the question that was asked was open recent. Let's do tapered pink cup bling. Here's pink cup bling. When you click on this, it says, why it ain't telling me? Oh, that's trifling. So we're going to do this right here, see if it works. Let's release compound, because I never face this. So why is it tripping? There we go. This is I got too much running. Monique Johnson, thank you so much for being a new member. Holler. Yes, honey. Yes. Thank you so very much for being a new member. We appreciate it. Yes. So when we select all of these, it says that there are 2,882 circles right here in this for this Walmart tumbler. 2,882 stones is what we just brushed. 2,882 neon pink stones. Okay. That's what's on that tumbler. So 20 gross, basically. No, more than 20 gross. Because 20 gross is 2,880. All right. So you're over by 2 stones. All right. So that is how you make a tumbler sticker with your Hotfix rhinestones and make a tumbler. So let's go and do a giveaway. And again, the website that we used in order to make sure that the tumbler decal was the exact size of the tumbler, especially if it's tapered. If it's tapered, you really should use this. This is the tapered label generator. Okay. And go back, watch the replay. I'll tell you how you enter these numbers in so that you can do the same thing. Also, keep in mind that let's go back to design. Let's add this, and I'm going to add a square here. Yeah, about like right there. About like right there. So you kind of can do the same thing with Leonardo. Here's a rectangle. You can go down here to warps and go all the way to the very last one, cone warp. And see, look, you can do the exact same thing. You can put the circumference of the top, the circumference of the bottom, the height of it, and then you can put how wide you want it to go. So you kind of can do the same thing in Leonardo. The only thing is I still needed to take it from here to go into silhouette to turn it into a rhinestone design, because as of right now, this exact second, there is not a rhinestone feature in Leonardo. Hopefully soon. So once it comes, you will be able to do something very similar with Leonardo and do what this website, this onlinelabels.com did, so that we can get the label generated. Okay. All right. So let's grab our giveaway tool. And for our giveaway tool, we are going to use the word, let's go with pink. Okay. And so for the word pink, it doesn't have to be capital or anything. Can this site also be used for any other type of design materials? Cone shape. Yes, that's what it was for. Or tapered, a tapered shape. Yes, this is for tapered labels, because as you see, this is a tapered bottle. Yeah, and it was free. I didn't have to pay to do that. It's an online generator with onlinelabels.com. There was no charge for me to create that template. Okay. So we'll give this a few minutes for you guys, word pink to register. And then we will, oh, let me make sure that the, yes, the winner link is in the description. Hold up. Time out. I know you saying pink. You can still say pink. Keep typing pink if you want to. Look, fam. Listen, Linda. Listen. I got to say this before we leave. Listen. If you are a winner, you won. Your name was picked. Click the link and give me your information. You got 48 hours. I'd love to send you this bag. If I didn't pick your name, you clicking that link and filling out a form and saying send me whatever you want to send me is not gonna work over here, fam. I started to mail an empty envelope. I'm being real with you right now, because there was no need for that. There really was no need. I'm not gonna send out something just because you asked for it. That's not fair to the people who typed the word and their name was actually picked. Okay. Do we understand? Don't be clicking my link if I didn't pick your name, please. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I understand. And maybe you was doing it to be funny. It was funny. Ha ha ha. For all of 2 seconds. And then I was like, what? The audacity? Really? Don't do that. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So now let's go back to picking the word. Whoever picks this bag, host his, okay, whomever picks this bag, whoever's name is picked, click the link in the description, fill out the form, I'll ship you your bag. Okay. And I heard him say US only. If I pick your name, I'll ship you this bag. All right, you guys, thank you for coming to hang out with us. I definitely appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Sorry for going over 20 minutes, but it was a lot of information to impart. So the winner is Sabrina Taylor. Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, congratulations, my dear. So click the link in the description. please fill it out. You got 48 hours. If I don't get your response by Wednesday morning when I open my emails, fam, you forfeit your bag and it will not be sent. Okay? Okay. All right. As long as we understand that. So thank y'all for coming to hang out. It was fun. Don't forget, click the link to get your Bling anything and use the Hotfix stones you got, fam, and make you some pretty neon tumblers. And please share pictures of them when you do, okay? I would really appreciate it. All right, you guys, so thanks for coming to hang out. The buy-in has ended. The orders will be going out roughly about the time we leave for Texas, so just keep that in mind. And then as we are in Texas, the next buy-in will open. But if you don't want to wait on a buy-in, you ain't got to. We got the Hotfix store where all of our designs and all of our quick fix rhinestones are there and available for you to purchase. So thanks for coming to hang out with us. We appreciate it as always. And until the next time we see you, which I said I was going to change that. So let's change that now. Love you more. Have a good night. Bye. And that's courtesy of my aunties. Y'all have a good night. Bye. How would you define luxury? Your purchase of our rhinestones has put extravagance right at your fingertips. Here at the Baby's Booty, we are taking the standard of luxury and bringing it directly to you. Introducing the perfect companion to your luxe rhinestones, the Baby's Booty ice boxes. Our ice boxes are in the perfect sizes to complement your order. Each color in your purchase will be labeled and packaged in these elegant acrylic boxes, ready to display your luxury stones for everyone to see. The Baby's Booty ice box, where our bling is the finer thing. I forgot to mention, get your stones from Rhinestone Mechanic. They're on sale for 24 hours. Go grab them. Bye, y'all. Love you more.